Sunrise until sunset, and dusk until dawn. Every minute of every hour of every day. On the front line, it's key workers keeping our country moving, putting themselves at risk to keep others safe. For the vulnerable, for the sick, for the young and the old. We rise to the challenge. We care, we protect, we help, we fix, we deliver. For everyone. We will get through this. And it's thanks to our key workers. We're proud to represent heroes. And not all heroes wear capes. Key workers deserve recognition, protection and support. Get us on your side. Join us today.
Good evening, everybody. Evening, Mick. Evening, Susie.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's safe out there, and thanks for joining us for this special meeting that we organised the other day in respect of the outcry of the well, what one can only say, the catastrophic failure of the company's IT systems that have really seriously disrupted operations and the app for preventing you from doing deliveries and lots of other things. So thanks for joining us. It's really good to see everybody, and let's hope we could have a really good, informative meeting. We've got an agenda. There are some people that sent things through, said, we wouldn't mind discussing a couple of these issues. Do you want to post that up, Ed, so people can see it? So one of the things that we wanted to go through was about these serious IT issues and what we've done over that. Around rebalancing, I think some people may have some misunderstandings about that issue, and we want to clarify a couple of things with colleagues because I think the company's original communication on this has not exactly been as clear as what it should have been, and so we've had some discussions with them over that, and then of course we want to talk about the paying conditions as well. So if we talk about making work better, and it was interesting to see that some people last week were really confused and upset and very angry about what was taking place, in that their work was severely disrupted because of what the company's failure to maintain its IT systems properly. And that's basically it in a nutshell. It's a central issue. It's not to do with another phone that's entered the iOS network or anything like that. It was the company's own systems. It's a central systems issue that has caused these problems. And every time they tried to put fixes on it to cure the problem, they actually made the problem worse. That was the thing. So it was an horrendous issue, and it really has caused people a lot of angst and a lot of anger. And some people thought, well, actually, we were doing nothing about this. Well, they couldn't have been more mistaken. I read a number of comments that had been sent to us, some really well thought out, constructive comments about what was taking place. And I raised all these with the chief operating officer of the company, and just said, this has gone too far. It's every month something's going wrong with the systems, but it's more than that. I said, now couriers can't even deliver what they're supposed to be doing because there is just no way of doing it. And so we went into some discussions, and basically, we've gone through a number of things which, we've sent out an email to people, and hopefully there's one or two other issues as well that we can. But so making work better is about making work better for people, and we're passionate believers in that people want good work and they want to work better, and and they want decent pay, and they want decent conditions, and they want to be treated with respect, and that is what we're all collectively trying to do, is to improve things. The problem is that every time we do move forward, then there's the problem with the IT systems, and we've made it seriously clear at the company that this is just not good enough. It's not acceptable, and people do not go to work to get this nonsense. So just want to clarify and just clear up some misunderstandings. If people were thinking that nobody was taking any notice of this, because there were, and Ed was on the phone with people, Susie was, our other national reps were on the phone with people trying to sort out some of the issues, and I was definitely on the phone with people from the company as well, and we were coming to arrangements to try and make it a bit easier for the courier. Hence our messages around this, and the urgent news briefs that we sent out to people about using the delivery portal and opening up that situation, but importantly as well, trying to protect people's pay over those few days as well, because that could have been seriously affected. So, Ed, do you want to go through some of these issues as well? Just explain to people what we did, and also what we've got the company to put in place as a temporary fix.
Yep, great, Mick, thanks. And good evening, everybody. Great to see everybody here, and I think it's one of the highest meetings we've ever had so far, so great to see you all here. When members were coming to us, and again, we picked it up ourselves on the WhatsApp groups, and don't forget, we are working couriers. Our reps knew this app was collapsing. It was collapsing almost daily, so I think it was just unusable. We were straight onto the company. And Mick was on to the Chief Operations Officer. I spent a lot of time on the phone to Connor, and basically we were reflecting your views, okay? Yeah. That this was not... Look, if I was just on the phone to Connor saying, look, I'm sorry, but I don't like this app, it would have gone nowhere. Connor would have just said, right off you pop, get on with it. When I'm telling him that the courier network has had enough, the company had to sit up and listen, okay? Now, let's be honest, the app is still a pile of crap. It is not working correctly. I've noticed comments on here tonight that we need a time frame of when these things are going to be fixed. That is now what we're pushing for, okay? Now, on top of that, there became an issue because we asked that Call be opened for people to use without having to ring Barcode Warehouse. So Hermes opened Call, and it is still open for those who can't use the app. Not a problem. You do not have to ring Barcode Warehouse. Hermes are also going to set up an email so we can then take our views and our thoughts about the app and the issues we're having with the app direct to them as well. Okay. But the other thing that happened on top of that was the fact that Call collapsed as well on top of that. So literally, I saw members. We ourselves could not update parcels. We could not deliver parcels. We weren't messing about with the company, okay? And just, I'd like to just clarify one point. Some people think that we are testing the app. We aren't. All we are doing is representing you to the company, okay? Because we have that channel, that avenue, so I can pick the phone up to Connor. And I hope a lot of you noticed that I was putting WhatsApp messages out quite frequently on Saturday. I spent most of Saturday on and off the phone with Connor, and we put this fix in. Connor, it is not working. right, we'll get it rolled back, we'll put this fix in, and it went on continuously. And the aim of that was to get people so they had call, so they could go and get their parcels delivered and get paid. That's all I was worried about. Okay, sod the app, to be honest with you, because that's where I'm at with it. It's I'll be honest with you, it's no longer worth even using to me till they get it sorted. It will not work. Okay. So my aim was to make sure that people could end of life their parcels, which is what we worked at over the weekend, to get that sorted for people. Now that is sorted. I know some of you may be asked by your CDMs to now update your parcels. That is okay. Get them updated if you need to. What we needed to do on Saturday was just to stop people updating over and over again till they got the fix in place. And I was working literally at the other end of the country with Jason, who was also working with somebody else on the IT team, to make sure that these fixes were going in and were going to work for couriers. So we spent a lot of time over the weekend on and off the phone with the company. Collie's now open. Now, as Mick has said, one of the things that we firmly believe in is making work better. Now, let's face it, none of us come to work for the fun of it. We come to work to be paid. We are absolutely working with the company to make sure that your pay is right. Okay? Connor is actually responding to emails that you yourselves have sent to him. I've been copied into a few. ETAs, SOS were a mess. Right? You were not going to get them paid. We have challenged the company on that. Connor said he would put protections in for, I think it was the 3 days last week. It's not good enough because the app's not working now. Your ETAs and SOSs will also be protected this week as well. And if the app isn't going to look as if it's going to work, well, then we will want that extended. Okay? This app has to work. We have peak round the corner. It has to work, and it has to pay us properly. And that is where we're at with that at the moment. And we will keep feeding updates into you as soon as we get them. But you're absolutely right. We need a proper time scale on how these are going to be fixed. And the company are now going to provide that to us. And we will share that with all of you.
No, thanks for that, Ed. I mean, I think it's a situation that obviously nobody wants. But we would also ask our members as well that, look, you can feed also your comments about the app to the company themselves. You can let them know what you think and what the problems are. And I think that would be useful for people to do it, because one of the issues that has now taken place, and it is due to the pressure that we've placed on this, because to be quite honest, I did feel there were some people in the IT department that didn't give a monkeys about the couriers. They were sat in those cosy offices in their head office, and they didn't care what was happening to the couriers on the ground. Now, I know after the conversations that I had with the chief operating officer, those people, they were told to get out of their offices and they were told to go to depots to start to visit people. So I don't know whether there's been any evidence of some of the IT people going and talking to couriers and finding out what was taking place. But I do know that is what was supposed to have happened, that people should be going out. So just in case that people have not seen any issues around this, we do invite you, as well as sending your comments to ourselves, which we can raise. It's very powerful if you could send your comments as well to the company so that they know the problems you are having as a practicing courier trying to use their systems. And I think it would be a good exercise. I mean, I know some people sometimes might be frightened about communicating with the company because you think you're going to get your work withdrawn. Those days are gone. Those days have gone. Communication has to be a two-way process, and the company needs to understand, not just from a G&B point of view, they need to understand from the couriers themselves that are doing the job day in, day out, that this system that is in place is simply not fit for purpose, and it is causing you, you know, hours of grief, and in some respects, it's potentially also causing unpaid work that you're undertaking. So I think there's a number of things that you know, it's not over. You know, we're not moving on to something else. This issue is, you know, is a big one for us. We've seen what people are saying, and so we you know, we want to put these arrangements in. Now, I don't know if we've got any questions on this or whatever. Susie, do we have some stuff out there? Because you know, we did call this meeting on this particular topic, but I know there are other people that, you know, have said they'd like to discuss something else.
Just one I spotted there, mate. Will the GMB support couriers who choose to boycott the app? At the moment, the app is a waste of time. Right? Okay. Yeah, I'm recorded saying this. You can go back and check that I've said this. There will be no penalty on those at the moment who choose not to use the app. Call is open indefinitely till this app is fixed. Now, please do not think this is fixed. We have more issues today. I've had couriers today send me video where as soon as they log their number in, it just goes to a black screen. I've had couriers send me photographs of a screen where the app almost says itself, something's gone wrong and we don't know what to do. Yeah, that is ludicrous. Okay, this is the app that delivers millions of parcels and pays our wages. Without this, it's a shambles. Okay, so absolutely, Finn. You know, if you are being told you have to use the app, there's no other way to do it. Even the company are saying
no.
There is another way to do it now. Until this app is fixed.
I'm going to be quite honest as well. You see, Finn, you know, look, if we can just assure you of this, you have a communication from the head of couriers of Hermes telling you to use Call. That's what they've told you to do. Use the you know, the online portal to download your stuff into there. GMB members have also had an email from me. So it's not about boycotting the app. The app is not working. You're being asked to use something else until they can fix the app properly. And then our understanding is they're going to do a lot of testing around it to ensure that it should be doing what it's supposed to be doing. So, you know, it's a bit of a, it's not an issue about boycotting the app, because actually the company have said don't use the app. You use couriers online. So, you know, I think we tried to make that as easy as possible to get, you know, that temporary fixing for couriers. Any other questions, Susie?
There's quite a lot of questions and comments.
No, this is what we want.
There's one for you.
Oh, sorry,
no,
Susie,
that's gone.
Sorry, Susie, go on, Susie.
No, carry on.
Right, you watch the other one. Ian, we will discuss this with the company. There should be no claims against anybody because their app doesn't work. Can I just be honest? Right, okay. We are discussing this here tonight like it's our problem. It's not our problem. It's not our problem. We're the victims here. The problem is the companies. Okay. So how can the company say, by the way, you didn't prove your delivery with a photograph? Actually, your systems won't allow us to do that. So if any courier gets any problems with that, please let us know. Let your rep know. We will tackle that head on. You know, I'm going to say I think the company have a bit more common sense than that. I think I might be shooting myself in the foot with that one. But please, if you have a problem with anything like that related to the app, you need to speak to your rep, and we will take that head on with Hermes, because it is their problem. It is their IT system that is stopping that happening, not you, the courier, not doing your job.
Right. Decent question, Ian, and
thank you, Ian.
Yeah, I hope you're assured by the answer, because you know, it's not working. So you know,
it's not working. It's not fit for purpose.
Yeah, if somebody does, you know, come to you, you know, 100%, you get in touch with us straight away, and we're there to help you, mate.
Go on, Susie, you had one. Sorry.
I did. I've lost that one, but let's have a look at this one. So if we're having problems with the app and they can't download the manifest, but Nigel wasn't allowed to leave his depot until he'd shown proof that he could he had his
Nigel.
manifest downloaded.
Nigel, contact your rep this evening. Give them the details. We will take that on. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm aware this morning the manifests weren't even available for a lot of people. So please, Nigel, get the information, because I'm not aware of what DU you're from. If you can send that, if you don't know who your rep is, send it to me or Susie. We will then get it to your rep and we will deal with that for you. It is not right. How can you download your manifest on an app that doesn't work? I say I had videos, careers of that. I was going to swear, but that upset, shall we say? I was going to say peed off, but we are. I mean, let's be honest, we are. Okay. That they sent me videos this morning saying, look, this is what it's doing, and was showing me the login, and it was going to a black screen. How can you download your manifest on an app that does not work? Nigel, please let us know the information. We will check that on for you.
Anything else, Susie?
There's quite a few about unmanifested parcels to say that you can't update them online.
Right, and I've just got another one there from Paula as well. Right, this is what we were working on over the weekend. I had Connor bouncing backwards and forwards constantly with me. As far as we know, unless we get evidence to the contrary, the portal now is working. It is updating and sending data through to Hermes. Now, again, Jason, I think, spent most of Saturday afternoon working with me at opposite ends of the country, him with the IT team, me feeding it to Connor. They were checking the data was coming through. Some careers are being asked because some careers just gave up on it. And fair enough, they gave up on it, updating the parcels. You may have some that your CDMs are going to ask you to update. Get them updated because that guarantees your payment. That, as far as I know, has been fixed. That was the first thing that was fixed. And to be honest with you, I think even Connor over the weekend had said, we need to get this sorted so we get parcels updated and couriers paid. We then will go back to the app next week and start sorting that out. So that is where we were at. If you are seeing parcels not updating, then please let us know, because we will take that straight back to the company. We represent you, okay? That's what we're here for. So we will take that back to the company. Give us your courier number. We'll check and say, this courier can update. Can we have it sorted, please? So thank you for that, Paula. Any more, Susie?
We've already touched on this. The SOS and the ETAs, if they don't use the app.
The company are going to send out, Mick is going to send all these details out. So if you haven't remembered them, Mick's going to do one of his news brief 57, I think it is, Mick.
It is, yeah.
He's going to send that out, I think, tomorrow, which will give you all these clear details. But one of the things the company has done, because we were not happy that you're not going to get your ETA, and it's not your fault, or your SOS, and it's not your fault, okay? The company are now going to they were going to protect them for the 3 days up to the weekend. They are now going to protect them all this week as well. And look, and if this app doesn't work next week, we'll be sent to the company. Then we want them protected for next week too, okay? Because it's not our fault. This is not our problem. We are getting the consequences. It's not our fault. It's the company's fault, and that's where our anger really needs to be directed, because the company have let us down. They've let us down badly. It's their app that's not working. So your ETAs will be protected, okay? Like I say, if this continues to run on, and judging by today and some of the videos and screenshots, which I will be feeding back into to the IT team and Connor and the company this evening, it doesn't look as if some of these updates are working, which is shocking. It's shocking, but they aren't working. To be fair, and to be absolutely reasonable, which I think we ought to be, I have got couriers who have reported they've downloaded and delivered on the app with no problem. They seem very much to be in the minority. Okay? So, Tracy, your ETAs and SOSs will be protected. Sorry, Susie, I was...
It's all right. Back to unmanifested parcels.
I'll be honest with you. We challenged this with the company in one of our RDCFs because we had members saying that they were not getting paid for unmanifested parcels.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to hand over to Susie here because Susie has had, over the time, some horrendous amounts of unmanifested. I think 110 one day.
110 I topped out at one day last year during the peak of lockdown.
And believe me, come on, Susie.
I was paid for every single one. If I hadn't been paid for 110 parcels on one day, I would have known about it.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, I have always been paid for unmanifested parcels.
But again, look, this is our experience. You know, our experience is only us as couriers. If you have a different experience, or you can bring us evidence that these are not being paid. Currently, the only evidence we have is that couriers are being paid. Because let's face it, there's 383 just gone up to on this meeting tonight. If nearly 400 of us, even on this meeting tonight, were not being paid, there would be a lot of noise in the network. Because there's not one of us on this meeting tonight will have not had unmanifested parcels. But honestly, if you think you are not being paid, please contact your rep. We will look into it, and we will, if it has been not paid, we will get the payment for you. And we have done that very successfully through our DCFs. Okay. Sorry, Susie, you're reading faster than me.
Sorry. Oh, they keep shooting up the page every time. There you go. That's another common theme.
Yeah, right. This was absolutely when not only did the app collapse, but Cole decided to go with it as well. And it was when they opened it up for all couriers. Because basically what was happening, Cole was locked unless you had an INC number. And I'm not getting into the specifics because I'm not totally IT based, but tokens weren't working correctly. But when they opened it up for everybody, it literally collapsed. Okay, so you're right, things were carrying forward, there was no updates going on. That has now been fixed. So those parcels you carry forward, what I would suggest you do, just one or two of them, check the tracking. I suspect the tracking will have now updated on the tracking system, but obviously it can't update your manifest because once it's locked, it's locked. If you are still worried or you want some support, that's what we're here for. Let us know, speak to your rep. We can check that. We can go to the company and ask that. Can you check these barcodes are being paid? You know, if you want to, if you feel you can contact the company. You can ask courier admin, are these going to be paid? Okay. I know a courier yesterday afternoon sent an email. I was copied in. It was sent to courier admin, but they also copied Connor Ormsby in. And in all fairness to Connor, he's come back, and with that courier, he's going to go and check that their parcels are being paid. Okay? We are going to hold the company accountable for this. So if you're worried about any parcels not being paid, get hold of your rep, go to courier admin. They should be able to check on a specific day, even though there's a specific barcode, will you be paid? And it's your right to know, by the way. You have a right to know that you are being paid correctly for the work that you do. And that is all you're asking the company to do. Sorry, Susie, any more?
It's all right. I just want to highlight this because I think we've perhaps got quite a few new people watching tonight for the first time.
Oh,
brilliant. Fantastic.
I presume this is directed at you, but I think it's a good idea to clarify exactly
my name's Mick
who we are.
No, I'm Ed. And again, sorry, that's our fault. We should have introduced ourselves. I'm Ed. I'm the rep for Midlands and East Coast. I'm also the chair of the reps, and I hand over to you, Susie.
And I'm Susie. I am the rep for the Northwestern Irish region, and I am the vice chair of the reps. And just also to point out, Ed and I are both couriers. We do not work for the company. We are couriers, just like everybody else.
Yep. And go on, Mick, who are you?
Well, who am I? I'm a national officer for the GMP, and I've got specific responsibility for Hermes members, members of our union. So, welcome everybody. It's good to see you.
Yeah, great to see some new people on. And like I said,
really
this is the record number I've seen on one of these meetings, which is fantastic.
Okay.
So no, we are all union based. We are not the company. No, definitely not.
This one, Matthew, I think he's getting a bit fed up because he just keeps posting it. He can't log in.
Right, okay, Matthew. And look, this is going to sound absurd, what I'm going to say to you. I've actually given this advice to about 10 couriers today, and it's worked. But please bear with me. Look, it's just a way to get around it. If you log in, one, you must type in your email, not let it autofill or copy and paste, and type in your password. It will probably reject it. If you do that up to about 10 times, one after each other, it will let you in. Now, 10 couriers I've told that to today, and it's worked for them. So, look, again, not my IT, not our IT, but I just want to get the solution for couriers as fast as possible. And that goes for anybody. So make sure that you type in your email, not autofill and not copy and paste. Same with your password. And you may have to do it numerous times. I think the maximum is 10. Some people have got in. And once you're in, there doesn't seem to be a problem after that, unless anybody's going to tell me differently. I think yours was 6, was it, Susie? Something like that. I think mine went in 4.
Yeah.
So it is just a matter of doing that repeated. Once you're in, you can then update parcels and go back in. At least I have been able to. If you are seeing different, we need to know, because I'll feed that back to the company. Go on, Susie, any more?
Screen burning. This is something that we've raised as part of the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely agree. This is unique to this app, because as you know, most apps will change their screen. They will change, or they will have some movement on the screen, or you will be using an app that you are changing the screen. On the Hermes app, we don't tend to do that. It tends to be fairly static for quite a while and is producing screen burn. It is on the list for them to look at. If you have any issues, please let us know, because we are constantly feeding in now to make sure these are fixed. We're not testing them, by the way. No. All we're doing is representing you and saying, and even if it's one person that comes to me, that goes on the list and it goes direct to Connor. And we are now making sure that every Monday meeting, app issues are discussed, talked through, what's fixed, what they're looking at. That is on the list, as is battery drain, grouping of parcels, black photos. I think they said on Monday they are fixed. Again, I don't trust that that's happened. I've been told it's happened by the company. If you are going to tell me differently, please tell me differently. Please contact us. Please let us know. So we will then feed that back into the company to make sure that, and if it's just one of you, it goes back into the company that this is not working. But I mean, there was literally, when we sent the email, and again, I did share the email that I sent to Carl with a whole list. Now, if your issue isn't on that list, or they're all on your WhatsApp groups, if you do a search for Carl with a C, it should bring up that email that I shared. If not, send me an email and I'll send you the list. If your issue's not on there, let us know and we'll add it to the list. And believe you me, the list is getting longer rather than shorter.
Yeah, this is something else that's also... Oh, where's it gone? Oh. There was one about screen rotating anyway. That's something else that's on... We've sent into the company where it automatically rotates.
Oh, the auto-rotating one, because even that one got me, because I've been through numerous times turning my auto-rotate on and off on my phone. The app overrides it. Don't know why. It's not my IT. Again, it's on the list to be sorted. And don't forget, we're not concentrating on the top 3 here. We want all these issues sorted. It is ridiculous. It is just something that is not fit for purpose. And I do think the company are starting to take that on board. But again, as Mick said, I think some of these IT guys have had a, shall we just be polite and say, a wake-up call? A big wake-up call. This has to be sorted. Anything else, Susie?
That's an interesting one.
Well, that's a really good point, Simon. Well, because I think what has happened is that members just come to us, because they think the company don't listen to them. And so you may be right. That's why at the beginning I was encouraging actually couriers to also send these points in to the company about what's taking place. You know, there's no need to be frightened. I mean, obviously, you know, don't make it a daft email. You know, put a good, a good email together and send it to them. They need to know what couriers are thinking and the problems that they are experiencing. So, good point, Simon. But can I also say to you, actually, we're happy to help. We're happy to help our members and try and get these issues put right. But you're right, the responsibility with this lies squarely with the company and not ourselves. But we are happy to help you.
Just on the back of that as well, Mick, I've had couriers who've come to me, members, like you all on here tonight, who are just frightened to send that email to Connor, to the help desk, and actually vent their anger. So they vent their anger at me. That's fine. That's what we're here for. I will then assemble what their need is, and I will represent them to the company. So they are also, there's that protection in place as well. Yeah, as Mick said earlier on, please, if you want to, please vent your anger at the company, because it is their problem. But for those who don't want to, your reps are here to support you. That's what we're here for. And believe you me, it's been tough over this last week. We have literally gone non-stop with this. And again, rightly so. That's what we're here for. It's not a complaint. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, I want people to understand that we are here if you need us. If you want to go and vent your anger with the company, as the courier did the other day to Conor Ormsby, the help desk, his CDM, his RDM, me, that's fine. But for those who maybe don't feel confident enough to, your reps are here to support you. And like Mick said, that's what we're here for. We are here to represent and support you. And we are doing that because we're not letting this go. This is an absolute disgrace for the second top delivery company in the country, that their IT that delivers parcels doesn't work. I mean, that's like a courier sitting outside of his house and saying, "Oh, by the way, I can't deliver parcels. I've got no wheels on my car." It's that basic, and we need to point that out to them, and we are doing, but we're doing it on your behalf. So, but get your point. I do not want to be the career help desk, but I do want to be there for the members. Anything else, Susie?
Where was I? There was one about what action are we going to take. Basically, we're being fobbed off. I've lost it. We're being fobbed off by the company. And what action are we actually going to take?
First of all, I don't. And look, I'm going to ask Mick and Susie to come in on this as well. I don't think we are being fobbed off by the company. I think we were being fobbed off. Ring Barcode Warehouse. Or uninstall and reinstall the app. Oh, that's not working. Oh, you need to buy a new phone. Can I be honest with you? I have personally told the company, as Mick and Susie individually, that is disgraceful. How dare you? How dare you treat our members like that? Right? So yeah, you're right. We were being fobbed off. I don't think we are now, because actually we've took it out of the realms now of Barcode Warehouse. We've made this sit with the company. The company have to take responsibility, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to hold the company responsible for their errors. It's not our errors. It's not yours. It's not Mick's. It's not Susie's or Jason or Angela's or Bob's or Emma's. It is the company's responsibility to fix this. Okay? So I don't think at the moment we are being fobbed off. If it appears we are being fobbed off, that's a totally different matter. I don't know what you think on that, Mick.
Well, I mean, there will be people that will just think these things. I mean, there's no evidence to say that is now taking place. I mean, from what my understanding is, the senior directors within the company are dealing with this issue like every few minutes of the day. I mean, they're demanding reports. They have really, I think they were quite upset with some of their colleagues and their attitudes to try and fix these problems, and also that they didn't have an understanding, because basically they're in the office most of the time, and they don't understand what's taking place with the ground operations. So I think that's been an issue. I think what else has been an issue is that I do know that some senior people are absolutely disgusted that they failed to communicate properly with couriers, and I think that has been a situation which has caused them some embarrassment, that they failed to communicate with couriers, and it informed them that there was serious situations taking place. I do know there will be another communication going out by the company this week to people. And, you know, at the end of the day, if you think the company are fobbing people off, well, you know, that's what you think. And you know, you are entitled to say that to the company. You are entitled to say that, because if you think the company are fobbing me off, actually they're not fobbing me off. They're fobbing you off, and that is wrong. And so personally, I've got no evidence that of the last week that they are not taking this seriously, and that they're not, you know, and they are trying to get this resolved as quickly as possible. But again, you know, they have to get these things right, and it just shows at the end of the day that something was introduced that was just not fit for purpose, and a central systems issue has caused the collapse of it. So, yeah, I listen. You know, if you do think we've been fobbed off, well, you know, let us know, and we'll see what we can do about it, because it's not about fobbing us off. We're actually fobbing couriers off, if that's the case. There's a question there. Duncan. Okay, so I get that people are a bit upset. I get that people think that there should be certain things taking place. But actually, what has happened is they found out that their IT system was not fit for purpose. It's caused problems. And so they've actually, you know, told people don't use it, and use the delivery portal on call. And of course, you know, there have been some issues with that, which have been sorted. So, you know, people may say, look, we are sorting, they are sorting these things out. So what is it that, you know, people want to do in terms of, you know, why do then people want to take action when actually the company are taking action to sort these problems out? I mean, I think it's a fair point. If people are upset and they are really fed up with the company, because it can't just be this issue, there must be lots of other issues as well. But if that's an issue, then, you know, we should discuss this matter further, and let's see what we can all do about it.
Okay, Paula, I actually think you're right on this one. But the point is, we now have a route past the middle management, okay? Because I know Mick contacted the Chief Operations Officer. I spoke to Connor, and I think Mick has just said the senior management were upset that this wasn't being dealt with, and have now taken action within their own company to sort this out. Okay, me and you, I know we've discussed this in the past, Paula. Yeah, I agree. Middle management, and again, we are challenging middle management as well to our RDCFs. We are also challenging middle management by having meetings with them as a group, talk them through things like the SE Plus agreement, which myself, Susie, Bob, and Angela did a few weeks ago with those in Scotland and the North. and it was very well received. Some of them hadn't a clue about some of the SE Plus agreement. They do now, okay? And we will defend those agreements, absolutely. But don't forget, because the GMB are now involved, we have a route round any middle management that are blocking us to the senior level, which is why all these apps issues and the call stuff are now getting sorted, okay? But that's because I firmly believe, and don't forget, for years I've challenged some of the middle management, even to the fact that I've been suspended and all sorts. I now sit down with me, with Susie, Angela, Bob, Jason, Emma. Yeah, I keep forgetting the names, and that's no offence to anybody. And we sit down and we now talk to senior managers, and that is why we are getting the results for you, the members.
Any other questions there?
There's a lot of questions about what action we're going to take and why we're not listening to the members.
That we're not listening to the members.
Yeah.
I'd be quite interested to see what is it that we're not listening to the members on. I think we are. I think we've been in touch with lots of people on the WhatsApp groups. We've done emails to people, and there is a serious situation with the company's IT systems. So the company are failing to deliver things. So what is it that we're not listening to the members on? Because we've been raising all these issues solidly now for the last few days with the company, and having those calls and updates with them. And we're even preparing a news brief to be sent out tomorrow, giving you a further update on these issues. So what is it that we're not listening to people on? Because we are raising your issues with the company.
Okay, do we just want to go? Do we want to carry on with questions, or? Okay, a lot of questions coming up about, and it's not about the app issues now. It's about Christmas, bank holiday. I know the comms have gone out. I'm just trying to pick some. They've just disappeared off the screen in front of me. Just 2 6. Right, okay. It just teased one. I think it shows the sentiment. Is the Christmas break going to be addressed? Look, the comms have just come out. If you, the members, are not happy, let us know. I presume it will be about, and I'm seeing somebody else being forced to work the bank holiday. I'm not aware the company have ever forced us to work the bank holiday. No. I may be wrong. Okay.
No.
The company haven't made it clear whether that bank holiday will be voluntary. We have a national meeting with the company coming up. We will be discussing that. But literally, those comms have just gone out today, I think. So we will be asking you, the members, if you have a problem. If you have, let us know. We will then address it with the company. We really can't address things before we know what's happening. Okay, so we will. Yes, I know. I've already seen comments that we're being forced to work bank holiday. We are being forced into you're not getting 4 days off. As I'm aware, we've never been forced to work a bank holiday. They've always been voluntary. We will be asking the company, is that still the case? And then we will feed back to you. And again, if you're then not happy, tell us again, and we will look at how we challenge that more with the company.
I mean, the issue is quite clearly is that the bank holidays on the Monday and Tuesday this year, because of the Christmas Day and the Boxing Day, falls on the weekend. So as traditional in the UK, the government moved the date to the Monday and the Tuesday in that sense. That's what they do. There is no compulsion to work bank holidays as a courier. It's never been the case, and that is why last year, because of the volumes because of the pandemic, the company asked for volunteers, and so the issue is, it's a bank holiday as far as we're concerned. These are bank holidays, and there is no compulsion for you to work. Okay, Luke,
you've been through 18 months. And all the crap we've taken, certainly over the app, will the Super Sunday bonuses reflect all that? We don't know what the Super Sunday bonuses are. They have not been released. Let's see what they say. Once they're released, if you are not happy, let us know. As I say, we have an up-and-coming national meeting. We have space. We will put it on the agenda. We will make sure it's addressed. But I can't go to Connor and say, I'm not happy with the Super Sunday payments, because he'll go, what Super Sunday payments aren't released in here? I can't at the moment. As soon as we know what they are, you tell us as members what you think, okay? We will then address and we'll talk to you. And don't forget, we'll be having another one of these meetings, now in about 3 weeks' time, I think. By then, we might be able to give you some updates, or we can update you beforehand. We have WhatsApp groups. Mick will be putting out news briefs. So, again, I don't know what the Sunday bonuses are, Luke. You'll know as soon as I do, because the company will release them. Any more, Susie?
Yeah, just this one about Marketplace. Been taken down, but it's only been taken down temporarily.
The company are changing Marketplace, okay? Because it wasn't operating correctly. It wasn't fair to a lot of couriers, because, again, if you were, now let me get this right, if you were if you were one of the highest paid couriers in the DU, you couldn't see any adverts, so you couldn't offer to cover, okay? If you were the lowest paid courier in the DU, chances are you wouldn't be offered the round, because they were going to have to up your pay, okay? We challenged this and said it is not right. All your national committee challenged this on a national meeting and said it was disgraceful, it wasn't fair, and it wasn't reasonable, okay? The company have taken that on board. They've took it down to update it. And please bear with me what I'm about to say, okay? Because let's separate two things. The delivery app has collapsed. Hermes are going to introduce a courier app. Now, before anybody jumps, don't smile, mate, because I've got to try and convince people now that the courier app will work. The courier app will include things like Marketplace, being able to upgrade parcels just by scanning a barcode. It sounds as if it will be good. We have, I think, again, your input, what you want to see in a courier app, let us know. What you think will work for you, let us know. It will have things like your performance on it. It will not be a delivery app. It will be almost the Marketplace call on an app on your phone. Okay, that is where Marketplace is going. But again, they need to make changes to the system to support also all the SE Plus holidays, because it's not right that these aren't being covered correctly. So you're coming back to backlog. So the company is now making moves to make sure that SE Plus holidays are covered correctly, and those rounds will be much more visible when they're advertised. So couriers who are cover couriers can pick up work. So I know what I'm going to say doesn't sound right, but just bear with while the company update it. If it doesn't work, if it's not right, we will be challenging them again. Anything else anybody spotted?
Shall we go to the next point that we want to...
Yeah, I was going to say, shall we just come back to... Can you just get rid of that for me, Susie? That I think we've answered Cara.
I wonder if I can find it again.
Okay, well, the issue is we wanted to touch base with people on the round rebalancing issues. So we think there is some confusion about this. This is not about permanently upsetting people's rounds. Basically, what round rebalancing is, and it's unfortunate that it was never explained, it's a new terminology for round splits for the peak period only. That's basically what it is. So it doesn't affect everybody. It affects about up to 5,500 rounds. And basically, the company are trying to just get ahead of the game rather than couriers leaving it while the last minute when they're virtually in peak, saying, look, I can't cope with the volume. Can you split my round? Blah, 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 blah. And then they usually put them back after the peak. So this is trying to get ahead of the game beforehand. No, people's rounds will not be split, not without a discussion with them on doing this. We've spoke to some couriers that have already had their discussions with the company, and they seemed fairly happy with what was being suggested and what was taking place as well. We imagine that some people may not be happy about what's been suggested, so we will want to hear from those people to see, what we can do to help people. But the round rebalancing is basically the new terminology for round splits due to peak, and it will apply in peak, and then in January these things will all be put back together. One of the things that I think has been pointed out to us as well, that a number of changes took place during the pandemic because of the volumes and things like that. So now that some volumes have changed again, it's unbalanced certain issues, and it just may be that people just want to put some of these things back. So if you've not received an email from the company on this, they are not planning to have a discussion with you about potentially splitting your rounds. So I would ask people, if you haven't seen an email from the company, just check your spam boxes and stuff like that to make sure that it's not going into the situation. But we're reliably informed that the people that the company are having a conversation with have been sent the email already. So if you haven't been sent an email, actually this issue does not affect you, but you may want to say, like you probably did last year, I might need my round looking at because it may be just too much during the peak. So we wanted to explain to people, because we're not so sure that the communication that went out to couriers was, shall I say, entirely helpful around that, and it has potentially caused some confusion. We've asked for this to be properly clarified again to couriers, and again we're sending out a communication that, to all our members via email, which will say exactly what we've just said now, that it is basically round splits, and it's basically for the peak period.
There's one very, very important thing, Mick, I want to say about the round balancing.
Yeah.
And look, I'm a courier, just like you. I've had round rates looked at, rate cuts over the years. Now, when I saw this happening, the one thing that I saw members asking was, "Oh, Hermes are changing the rounds so they can cut our rates." I have absolutely spoken to Connor, and he has assured me personally that there will be no rate cuts. This is not about cutting your rates, it's about the balancing and the splitting, like Mick has said, for a very busy peak. 3.2 million, I think it is, that the projection, isn't it, Susie? Have I got my numbers right?
Yeah.
Brilliant with numbers. Right.
Between Black Friday and Christmas Eve. Yeah.
That is not far off with what we dealt with last year. Now, let's be clear. I then was not happy that Connor, in a conversation with me while we were dealing with some of the apps issues, told me that. I then raised it and put it on the agenda for our national meeting. Connor, in front of the other reps that were on that meeting, yet again said, this is not about rate cuts. And I'm just going to pull Paula's comment up here, because I think Paula's raised a good point. Point 10 on the JNF, significant round change in rounds. Right. This is where we will fight this. And I've already, like I say, I've already been to Connor about this because I wasn't having this. We are not open to rate reviews because Hermes are changing the rounds, not the couriers. Okay? And let's face it, you've been around long enough, like me, Paula, and like Susie and Jason, we long-serving couriers. Traditionally, they do not cut rates at this time of year. And hopefully then, by February, don't we forget we're protected until February, the rounds will rebalance again, but we hopefully will then have another pay deal on the table for you all to vote on prior to that ever happening. Okay? So this is not, absolutely not, about rate cuts. You know, if you've got a CDM telling you you're going to get your rate cut, you pick up the phone, you send an email or a text or a WhatsApp to your rep, and we will be looking at it, because Connor has now promised that to me. I then made sure he said it in front of witnesses in our national committee meeting with him on a Monday. Okay, this is not about rate cuts. So let's just, and I know members are very worried about that. Look, I've been around a long time with Hermes. I wouldn't trust them not to cut somebody's rate. That was why, as soon as I saw this, and like the point Paula has raised there, or if the rounds change, they can cut our rates and start rate reviews. This is not, I'm absolutely, and again, I'm doing this in good faith, that this is not going to happen. Okay? After peak, we should have a pay deal on the table prior to that ever happening in February, and you will be voting on it. But don't forget, you, the members, asked as part of that pay deal for rate protections. So let's just see what happens. You will be voting on it. But again, and I will keep saying it, this round balancing, or as Mick has kindly put it, the new way of saying round splits, it is not about rate cuts. Okay? So please, I don't want you to be worried that as soon as my CDM says, all right, we're going to split you round, oh, that's it, they're going to take 10 pence, 2 pence off my rate. That is not the plan. And that is, I don't care what a CDM says. I'm going to be very honest. I actually don't care what an RDM says. I will hold Connor to that. And so will the National Committee, because he has said it to everybody. Okay? Again, I have put this to Connor. Now, whether he will, the company is going to put out a communication again later on this week, hopefully clarifying some of the points we've took back to them. I hope they have the sense, and again, I will reiterate it with Connor, that maybe he should put that himself and just say, this is not about rate cuts. Okay? But in absolute good faith, and Susie was at the meeting, Jason was at the meeting, so if you don't believe me, not sure, go and speak to your rep that was at the meeting. Connor said that. Okay? And I know it's a worrying time, because we have that rate protection, and the clause was that if rounds change, they right, okay, they can cut our rates. We will challenge them on that because they have said no. Okay? Anything else on the packet, on the round balancing?
Well, Luke would like to know whether you've had your round balanced.
Yes, I'm going to lose a chunk of my round, Luke. I have the email. Happy to send you if you want to have a look at my email. Yes, I'm one of the ones that is going to be affected. Yeah. Just
because we're reps, we're not immune.
No, we're not immune, Luke. We are one of you, Luke. I'm a courier just like you, and I have a rural round. And yeah, some of it's going to be rebalanced. That's it. Yeah, and that's as it is. And by the way, Mark Finch, I think, just asked me there. Get it in writing. Actually, Mark, when I was conversing with Connor, it was in a text. I do have it in writing. That's what I say. I will hold the company to that agreement. Okay? And I mean that. Because like you, I'm a courier. I don't want to lose money either. Okay? And as Luke has just kindly asked me, yes, I'm one of the ones that's had the email. I think there's quite a few of the reps had the emails as well. So there we go. And Susie said, we don't get special treatment. There you go, Jason. Can I just put this up? You won't mind, Jason. That's Jason, who is the rep for Wales and the Southwest. I'm also having my rounds balanced. There you go. So we get it just the same as you do. Okay. So don't forget, when we're fighting for this, we're fighting for you, but we're fighting for you from the perspective that we are couriers. Okay. We know how it feels. And look, don't get me wrong. As soon as I saw that email come, it was like, yeah, am I going to lose money? Right. I just want to. Steve Good, rep for London. Yes, I have the email. So yeah, I hope that gives you a bit of comfort, Luke. we treat it exactly the same as you, and we will be getting our rounds balanced. Anybody else? Anything on the round balancing?
Again, are the 194 getting their rounds rebalanced?
I'm 194. So does that answer? That's a very quick answer. Yeah, I'm 194. And I think Jason is as well. Jason, you're one. If you're on, Jason, can you just verify that you're 194? I'm sure you are. So yeah, look. Can we just? There is no special treatment of anybody. The company are looking at the rounds, and look, I'll be honest with you. There's two sides to this as well. I've had members come to me and say, look, I've got a round that's been split and messed about because of peak last year and lockdown, and I've got 19 parcels, but I'm expected to go out and deliver. Those rounds are not viable, okay? And those are our members too, okay? So that's why and again, look, not everybody that's got this email will have things removed. Some of you will get maybe things added to your round, okay? Okay, just to bounce on that, I know for a fact my good colleague Emma, way down there in the south, is 194, and she's got the email too. So let's not think that there's certain groups of couriers being treated specially. There isn't. We as reps aren't. We as 194 aren't. It's through everybody. Okay. Does that clear that up? Oh, okay. Just very quickly, just so we're all on the same page. What is 194? 194 were the couriers who went through the tribunal and won the workers' case, which was, God, it seems like forever ago. Which was, come on, somebody 2 years ago?
2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
2.5. Yeah. I know, I keep saying 2.5 years ago.
It was 2018, the summer of 2018.
Yeah, that was it.
194 couriers who were members of G&B took the company to court and fought for worker rights.
Yeah.
Ed was the lead claimant, and he was also basically our lead spokesperson on behalf of the union with couriers, media, and stuff like this, as we fought this thing through the courts and took the company on. So, so he's got a great history in putting this forward.
Right. I'm not saying it's fine to lose volume or money. Absolutely not. And don't forget, before we jump, I'm affected the same. What I would say to you all is we have absolutely spoke to the company about this. Right. If you are badly affected by a round balance, the company have already said, look, I think even the company sometimes know their own limitations. It's not going to work perfectly. And I've already got some members come to me and said, look, I'm losing like more than half my round, and I'm going to be left with a tiny little bit of rural. We can go to the company and say, look, can we have a look at this? Can you explain this? Can you see how this, can you explain to this courier how they are going to make money on this? Right? So I'm not saying it's fine to lose volume and money. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is these are splits for Christmas, for peak. This is how they do it each year. I think they're just trying to do it in a more logical way this time. Okay. And to sort out some of the mess that some of these rounds are in, post-lockdown, pandemic, peak with a lockdown as well. Some of these rounds are a mess, and they do need cleaning up. So it will affect members in different ways. But if you think you've been adversely affected, we're still here to represent you, and we will represent you to the company if you think something's not right. Okay. Any more, Susie, on the round balancing? I'm just aware of time is the other thing.
Are we able to keep the split?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I think the one thing that we also need to add to that, which I think we have it, is the rounds will be rebalanced again, almost back to what they were after peak, but there is a proviso. Those rounds will be going to SE Plus couriers first and foremost. Okay, so if you are not SE Plus, a cover courier and you think you're doing the same round, you will not be getting a round after Christmas. They will be going to SE Plus couriers to make sure that SE Plus couriers, and this again is part of the balancing, to make sure that SE Plus couriers have a viable round that they can earn money on. Okay. So yes, they will be rebalanced after peak, but they will be rebalanced with round holders and with SE Plus couriers only. Those are our lifestyle. Will be then picking up what is left as cover couriers. Okay.
Just
what was last on the? Sorry, go on.
Can I just say this? You've just mentioned cover couriers. This one. Still got couriers waiting to go SE Plus since before the 6th of September deadline.
Right, Adam, send me your details tonight if you can, and we will address that immediately. We are doing that. We're addressing these. I think Jason addressed some in his
RDCF.
last RDCF to get people onto SE Plus. A couple of the reps have been doing it because there seems to be, people begging to go SE Plus, and for some reason it's not happening. We can take that right to the top, and if we've got a CDM who doesn't understand it, can't do it, let us know. We'll get you SE Plus. Adam, if you know your national rep, send them the details ASAP. We will address that tomorrow. If you don't know who it is, me or Susie, we will address that tomorrow for you. And to be honest with you, Adam, you are saying there's some couriers. If you want to send them my email address. If you want to send us the names so we can get in contact with you all, please do that as well. I'm just conscious of time because we are pushing on to 7:45. Are we all happy? Well, not happy around balancing, as that hopefully put people's minds at rest a little bit. Anything else we want to raise on round balancing? Anything?
Can't see anything. No.
Right. I just want to move on. Last bit of the agenda then, Mick, can you drop that one for me, Susie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just think we just wanted to give people just a very brief update. So the pay and conditions is being addressed with the company. There will be meetings next week, and we'll be looking at some meetings as well the week after. There may be an issue because of the upcoming peak, which could potentially delay things. To be honest, I don't want to delay things as much as possible. I want to get these negotiations properly completed, and I think because of what's happening and the work that people have been putting in, US couriers as key workers, that I actually think you deserve a proper pay rise and for the work that you've been doing. So it may be a bit of a difficult ask, but we are going to try and get this completed prior to peak. There may be some issues around that. We've faced many challenges before around this, and I do think that actually, in some respects, you all deserve some good news after what's happened. People need a good injection of good news, and and there's not been too many of that in the last week or two with the company. So we are going to be working extremely hard to complete these negotiations with the company in good time, and any offer that is made around that, we will then put that to you, our members, and you will have the final say on it. You will be the ones that will say it's acceptable or it's not, and you will be balloted. We are discussing what potential arrangements for balloting that we will be putting in place for couriers in in what we can do around this. And one of the things that we're looking at is a mix. So we will be doing workplace visits. So we will be coming out to DUs to talk to people, give them ballot papers, to take those things. But we will potentially also do it via an electronic link as well, so that people can deal with that. And you know, I've seen a lovely couple of comments there. And what one word? Packets. Bang right, bang right. That is what we'd like to achieve for people. We know, you know, we listen to people. You know, I work with the national reps who are also practicing couriers. They're all telling me that the volume of packets now is the big thing. So, you know, we do believe that, you know, there is a pay rise that is owed to people, and that it should be, it should be put in place. So that's where we are, and that is what we're trying to do. And you know, and the fact of the matter is, there's a comment there from David, and I'm not going to get into an argument, David, about that, because to be quite honest, that's not my experience, and I've been doing this for quite a number of years. It's the only way. It's your once a year chance to uplift also your conditions, and conditions is a part of the package. That's the issue. It uplifts the package. And you know, we said at the beginning, you know, our desire for couriers is that work is made better for them, and that means it's not just your pay. That is extremely important. But it's not just your pay. It's the package that goes with it. You know, that's what helps lift people's living standards, and that is what we're trying to trying to do. So, and that is, until people tell us that they don't want to do that, but this is what happens. Our members surveyed us, and they told us they wanted some conditions along with pay. So, you know, at the end, you know, we will be dealing with these things in the right way, and we will be coming back to you, our members, with the final offer from the company, and you will have the final say in it.
Just a couple are asking about outstanding return to depot payments. Our colleague, National Rep Bob, who lives up there somewhere in the Arctic Circle, he has been collating this for us, and Bob's done some great work. There are thousands owed to couriers. We have assurances from the company that these will be paid. We were promised invoices. They have not arrived. We have challenged this again today, and they are now going to look into it and get these invoices out. We are challenging this. There's actually no dispute that they are going to pay them. It's just we're trying to get an answer when, because we were told that you would have invoices this week. That's not happened. We want to know why. But these will be paid. They're not disputing these payments, by the way. I think they've agreed the payments. It's just now getting it through the IT systems. Dare I even say that after tonight's conversation? So we will be sitting on this and making sure they are paid. And I know you're on the list, Tracy. And thank you to Bob, who's done a sterling job with that. Any more? Because we're sort of pushing on towards 8 o'clock. What's it? No, I think. No, I think that's. I mean, look. What we'll do. What we'll do. We'll try and go through all the questions. We'll rerun the video, because then we get all the comments up, and we will try and answer the questions, and we'll send it to Mick, and Mick can post them on the GMB notice board for you all, like we did last time, if that helps people, because I can see lots of comments. Some of them are comments, some of them are questions, and we'll try and group them together, so if one answers a lot of questions. So, is that good? Are we okay with that? Yeah.
I think so.
Right, okay. There's just one thing I did want to pick up here. Multi-round holder. If this is the large courier contracts you're on about, we have absolutely took this to the company. So we are absolutely fed up to the back teeth of asking for this.
It's on the agenda for next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make me to it. But I know Mick has also sent a very strongly worded email to the company that we are fed up to the back teeth of waiting. It's on the agenda for the meeting next week, and we want answers. So, because I know there's lots of you out there that are a bit, out in the cold.
Mark Smith, he's emailed me a few times. It's getting embarrassing to say that we're waiting for the information. So we've put this on the agenda, and we're demanding this for next week because it's gone on long enough, and you should be having this contract. It's ridiculous with what's going on. So we'll get that sorted, and we'll get back to people with an answer on what the timeline is for this contract for colleagues. Okay.
Yep.
Brilliant. So I think that's about it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody's been working hard. Everybody's been doing a solid day's graft. It's not the easiest of times for people, and just want to assure people that we are there, and that we will keep on progressing issues on your behalf that you ask us to do, and that we are also appreciative that that in times when things are not going right, we are appreciative that people are sticking together and trying to show solidarity with each other, which is a great thing, because collectivism and solidarity, that is what will win through. So great speaking to everybody. Good to see some lovely names that have popped up tonight. It's great to see the size of the audience. We'll see you all soon. Thanks very much.
Take care, everybody. And I think just Stuart Perry, one of our organisers from Birmingham, West Midlands, has summed that up perfectly. We need to keep organising. We need to keep building our army. Okay.
Yeah.
Work with our national reps and with Mick. We will get there. This is the way forward. Collectivism. Okay. We'll see you all next time. From me, it's good night. Susie.
Me, it's good night.
And Mick.
And from you, Ed, it's good night as well.
Take care, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Bye.
Sunrise until sunset, and dusk until dawn. Every minute of every hour of every day. On the front line, it's key workers keeping our country moving, putting themselves at risk to keep others safe. For the vulnerable, for the sick, for the young and the old. We rise to the challenge. We care, we protect, we help, we fix, we deliver. For everyone. We will get through this. And it's thanks to our key workers. We're proud to represent heroes. And not all heroes wear capes. Key workers deserve recognition, protection and support. Get us on your side. Join us today.